Alright, this next one's really cool. I love this environment.
Can you feel it? It's like a dream. The breeze, the peace. Feels like we could take off and leave this place behind us. But you know better. Nothing is what it seems. We're stuck here, and the real world is somewhere else, down there. The old man coming up. There's more to him than meets the eye. A master of time, so they say. But if he's such a master, if he saw it all coming, why didn't he do something about it? Why didn't he stop it from happening? Or at least warn me? But look where we ended up. He'll try to play it cool. Easy for him, he chose to be here. But we are definitely not cool with this. We are getting out of here. Time to move on. Go cross his path, my friend. The jailer is the key.
This part is just so dang pretty, and the music here, definitely, like, all of the music is great, but this is the moment where you really start noticing, like, just how exciting it gets.
Welcome, stranger. I've been looking forward to this moment. I foretold your escape, but not how far you would get. I am glad you made it to me. Time is a picture in motion through eternity. When you appeared, everything got still. You made the picture stop. I'm here to make my clocks tick again. I can't kill you, but I can remove you from my here and now, capture you and bring you back until the next cycle.
So now we got our next fight. This is the line. He's just a cool dude all around, and he whoops, and he kind of fits that trope of like the wise old sage. And so the interesting thing about this one is that this barrier that he has, it kind of works like a game of Breakout, where like when you shoot these little windows, the shots bounce off and create, you know, obstacles that can hurt you, but it's the only way to get to him. So you as a player get to control the pace of this battle. Whew, that was really close. One of the things that I like to do, it kind of wastes time, but if you use your charge shot, you can kind of clean up these little shots that are just running around and being annoying. For me personally, I haven't quite reached a point, oh boy, I haven't quite reached a point where I'm just like doing everything in the game flawlessly and just, you know, being a master at the game or anything, but I've done well enough that I can get S ranks on all of the boss fights, which is the best rank that you can do. And for the most part, I can get through a playthrough without really dying. You'll also notice, if you look at my health bar up in the corner, you get 3 lives. And basically what happens if you die, you restart the current phase of the boss, like which square of their health bar you're on. You'll start that phase again. As well as if you beat a phase, then you get 1 more life back. Like 1 more retry. You're gonna have to clean these out again.
You live under the illusion of control. Abandon the fight. It is written.
So yeah, he says all this cryptic stuff to try and get me to back out of the fight. But I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna keep going and listening to Mr. Shady Bunny Man. You can also see, I forget if I mentioned this, but there's little like health pickups that you can get by destroying green blasts. And the only real way to get those green blasts to show up is just to keep like shooting at these walls. Well, I screwed that up. It's not like extremely urgent to try and get myself healed and like just to scramble for more of the health pickups, because another thing that happens if you kill a boss in a certain phase is that it heals you back to full health. So you always start each of the phases of the fight on even terms.
With experience comes perspective.
So now at this point, we still can't hit him, but we can keep dodging. And now he's got this thing right here. Basically, we gotta destroy this giant pole, but every time we shoot it, he makes those little, like, wave things. Oh, shoot. Funny that I grabbed the healing item before I took the hit.
It's not looking good.
But yeah, this one's pretty simple, as long as you keep dashing in and out and then giving yourself time to run, maybe grab a health pickup if it's there. It's pretty simple. Now we get to the next part, which he starts creating these shots, they start separating, and then as they're all running around scattered, he'll try and attack you, and when you block, time will stop. So at this point now, whoops, I can't shoot at him because my bullets get frozen in the air, and then they just become an obstacle to me. So basically, like, melee is pretty much the only way you can get through this. Now we're here in melee. And he left himself open. Oh gosh, that takedown looks so cool, the way you kick him into the air. So as you can see, not every phase is going to have both a melee and bullet hell like shooting section. Sometimes they have only shooting sections, and sometimes they have only melee sections. In that sense, every boss is different, and how you get around them differs. This is another case of you being able to control the pace of the fight, because the only thing that he'll do to hurt you is send these little waves of like the glowing balls at you, but then whenever you shoot this thing, it makes a shockwave. That's also like something you have to get around, so it's just really interesting the way that you fight the line involves just all these like mind games. Also, I feel like I'm in danger because that's a lot of stuff running around. Okay, I got past it. Oh, whoops. I was like, charge shot, get him! But that is not what you want to do. Alrighty, come on, buddy, come on. Got it. Ooh, got the perfect parry. Nice. Yeah, you can't be reckless with those charge slash attacks. It's as you just saw there. Sometimes they can kind of reach a point where they like see you coming and then dodge. You can also see how they mix up like the wave attacks with the melee attacks, so you really gotta focus on what's happening. Speaking of focus, we're at the desperation attack. Right now it's pretty easy. Just those, but he starts adding in some waves. It always starts like kind of slow to give you a sec to be like, okay, desperation move. But this is the one that really shows the personality of this fight, because again, his desperation move, he's invincible until I destroy all these pillars here. But it's still something that lets me as a player dictate the pace of the fight. And it definitely gives a vibe that the character is kind of more of a pacifist than like the other ones who just aggressively attack you non-stop. And so it's just one of those things that I really like, is that the personality of the characters is expressed in the way that they attack. Which is definitely something that I think all games should do, is not just like talk about your character in cutscenes, but show directly in the gameplay the way that a character likes to behave. And there are lots of other games with great examples of that. But that's just one of those things that I think this game especially does so well. I'm also getting my butt kicked completely. Using your charge shot is a good way to deal with this, just because it gets the swarms of shots off your back, while also dealing enough damage to the little pull things. It does take a little bit more time and a little bit more like careful aiming, but overall it helps. Now he's gonna try and get me one last time. Oop. Oop. Yeah! And then you attack him, and that's the fight.
answer.
There is no fate. We build our own destiny. Our man on the rocks, he knew a lot. He even figured out why you were sent to us. Look at the sky, he kept saying. The dot on the sun. But no one listened.
Do something. Oh man, this is one of those places where just the atmosphere again, like, oh, it's solid. Like the environment here especially is like really pretty, as we'll see.
Take a good look, my friend. Years of evolution, culture, civilization, great intellect, wonders of nature. Bam! Wiped out in one single impact. One. I searched and searched. A solution, an answer, anything. Just some hope, you know, that I could fix this, fix him, so my plan would be flawless. But I never found a thing. Sure, I could have stopped, rolled up in a ball and cried for the rest of my days. And left you frying on your rock. But I didn't. I don't know much about you. I've heard some bad stuff, and what I've seen, well... But we have one thing in common, you and I. We have nothing to lose. For every day we are locked away up here, we have nothing. We've lost. One thing about Fishface up there, you know, he got, contaminated. I'm not sure he's got much to say. He probably can't even speak at all anymore. But if he does, just ignore the crazy babble.
Look at the filth around you. Darkness. Look at me. Don't look so horrified. You're staring at yourself. You did this to me. Finally. Revenge.
we are. Our next boss fight. This is the scale. As you heard me gush just a tiny bit, I love the way this environment looks. The fact that it's like this kind of like creepy green bog, with all of like the grass and the kind of destroyed, like, how would you say, like the nature that's kind of like post-apocalyptic. And then you just have this guy right here with like his bright neon colors kind of shining against everything. Oh shoot. He's also where I'd say the game starts getting really hard. Because you gotta be really quick with your timing on his attacks. Just narrowly dodge that. But yeah, like the side of this, how you're like standing on the water. And especially like the way you see like the reflection of both you and him in the water. Oh man, it's just such a pretty looking boss fight. I also need to quit gushing about it so I can focus on dodging. Yikes. Okay. Not doing horribly, but...
It hurts, right?
I would say this is also definitely like the point in the game where it starts like making you wonder like the morality of what you're doing. Because like, you as the player don't know what's going on. You were just told by Bunnyman to kill the jailers and get out of prison, but this guy starts talking about how... Whoops. How you ruined his world. How, he's... you, but contaminated, whatever that means. He starts saying all this stuff about you being, like, corrupt. And so it just kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, is what I'm doing right? Is this Braid? Am I secretly the bad guy the whole time? Or are they just saying that to try and get to me? I do like how at this point, like, the game starts, like, kind of raising more of, like, the morality questions. And then on top of you, you have to wonder, like, if you're the good guy or the bad guy, but also, like, the voice. What he wants out of everything, why he needs your help to escape. Because he also wants out of here. But as we've seen so far, we don't know yet. And this guy just keeps saying all this, like, cryptic, scary stuff. So that little, it's almost like a quick time event, but yeah, where you have to play all the control sticks. That one's interesting because that marks, like, a point where, like, those little cutscene things are not just used for you kicking the crap out of these guys, but if you're not careful, they can do the same to you. Oof, that was not quick enough. Got him just in time. Nice. And there we go. Oh, no, no, no! Oh, that was really bad. Come on, come on. I find that I have a pretty easy time getting the perfect parry on that one. It's just interesting. I wonder if it's like got a really lenient time. So this is pretty interesting. Now he duplicates. And I'm just like running into all of these hits blindly. Good job, me. But yeah, basically you gotta take down each of these. But you also have to be careful to avoid the attacks from the other ones. Okay, I'm not sure if that was the right call to make because I'm kind of low on health, but just kind of went for the attack. I seem to be getting the perfect parries, so... Ouch. Oh, okay. There's karma. I really like the voice for this guy too. I think the voice actor does a really good job of just hamming it up and making this guy sound really creepy and scary. I can say that with the voice acting in this game, it's hit and miss sometimes. Most of the characters we've seen up to this point have all had pretty good voice acting, or in the case of the strap, just screaming. There's only like a handful of characters that I think like the voice actors kind of miss the mark with them. But for the most part, I'd say like the voice acting's pretty good. It's really hammy. But, I don't know, I like ham. I like it when characters get all cheesy and dramatic and shout their one-liners. There is, like, no end to the one-liners in this game. Seem to be doing fine on this fight. This was definitely one of the ones I struggled with the most on my first time. Okay, I gotta hit him to activate the melee, but gotta be careful to avoid all that stuff. I'm really going in with the perfect parries today, I don't know why. Well, spoke too soon. Alrighty. Hit me with your best shot. The music at this point also does a really good job. Just kind of building the tension. Now here we are with the desperation move. This one's really interesting, as we'll see in a second. So right now we got those little swirls. We got this. This part is actually quite a bit like the chain, just a little bit faster. How we got these bullets, but now we got these green lines kind of dividing the area, and then it gets even crazier. Whoops. I should have dodged there. Boy. Oh, I'm doing bad. So now we got like a grid that we have to like not touch the edges. But we also gotta dodge these shockwaves. And that's it. No melee desperation on that fight either.
Will we share his fate, or will life take an unexpected turn? Hope comes from the strangest places. I thought about it for so long. Destruction of the world on one hand, but on the other, what about my world? Why should their world be more valuable than mine? I made my decision. I will free myself. Whatever the cost.